Okay, I am back. It is Wednesday, and this is the one trade a day technique that I'm using right now. I did a video yesterday, about there was no trade at this. This particular trade didn't get an entry yesterday. So, but I filmed it and I was talking about it, and I was talking about how I just haven't got a chance to upload it yet. I've been so busy. But I was talking about how on the code 2 lately there have been, it'll move off of only 2 of the codes. There's 3 in a 24-hour period. It'll move off of only 2 of them. And then the other one, basically just dies, doesn't really do anything at all. So that's what happened yesterday. I was explaining that the first 2 already did something, so the third one, might not do anything. Actually, I thought it would do something because it was really heating up. It was really looking like it would, but then all of a sudden it just died. So then I was like, oh, okay, it didn't do it. Didn't do what I wanted it to do. Didn't do what I was hoping it would do, heating up, Because when all 3 codes heat up and they're all good, then we're heating up. But you'll be able to see it too by the activity. It'll be very active all the time. And so even the Asian session, for instance, will get active. I strongly suspect right now that this thing is going to give a short entry. Because if you could look at the daily chart, you'll see we're at the bottom of the daily. And if you could look at the 10-minute chart, you would see that if we were to go back down, we would break below. Okay, I'm back. Forgot where I left off. Coming up on an entry here using the code 2 system. This entry, if it ever heats up again, will be good for what it used to be good for, which is 100 ticks. All 3 are good for 100 ticks when it heats up, and some are good for 200. This one, no, you don't ever get 200 off of this one. Never. I shouldn't say never, but extremely rare to get 200 off of this one. The 200s come off the other 2. Not this one. But this one good for 100. And in my time zone, this one is, very favorable to me. If you don't like to wake up early in the morning, which I don't like doing. The best time zones to trade this are, at a minimum on the East Coast, like New York time, but European time, Southeast Asia time. Not so sure about Australia. I think you get a little bit whacked hours in Australia. Really late, I think. Like 12 midnight, 3 o'clock in the morning, something like that. I'm not sure. To look at it on the world clock. Okay. We're going to get an entry here. Uh-oh, it looks like it's going to give a long entry now. Looking at it. Yeah. It's setting up to give a long. Oh yeah, a big one too. Wow, it's going to totally do the opposite of what I just thought. What's the range on that? 40 up to 70? Okay, we got a 30 tick range so far. Oh, this thing's really moving. Let's see what it's going to do. Let's see if it's going to drop out now, or if it's going to keep on going. I would say, based upon what it just did, it's going to keep on going. Well, let's see what the code says. So let me think now. The first one was good for 40 today, and the second one was good for 100 ticks. So it's gonna go. It's gonna go. It's gonna go big too. I'm gonna adjust the exit. We'll put it up to something much larger than 20. It's gonna go big. Taking a look at this. Wait a second here. Wait a second here. Taking a look at this. Come on down. Let me buy. I'm gonna buy. I'm just looking to see if it might come down a little bit more than that. Come on. Come on. Come on down. No, 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 no. Don't go back up. Come down. I'm gonna pull the trigger here. Let me just be patient. It might come down a little bit. 5 more ticks. Come on. It will. I'm gonna buy like around 60. That's where I'm gonna get in at. It is definitely a buy entry. Mathematical. The code has already said it is a buy entry. I'm just looking to see if I can get in a little bit better price. Okay, almost there. As soon as it hits 60, I'll hit the buy button. It may come down a little bit more than that. It may come down to 50. You never know. It doesn't matter. Code 2 has already said to buy. I would just like it to come down to here. I think there's a decent chance that it will. If it does, I will pull the trigger. 100% certainty. If it doesn't and it starts heading back up, well then probably going to go ahead and just buy, because, well, if it breaks here, I'm going to buy for sure, but I'm, probably buy right here, because it'll start getting close. I'll just say, okay, I'll just buy it, because it's just going to go. Just trying to get in a little bit better price. I can just buy right here, though. It makes no difference. It's still going to go up. So you know what? I'll just do that. Now, let me go adjust the exit. This thing is going to go up to, let me project it here. Alright, let me see here. That's going to be good for, I'd say this is at least 30. So that's going to be up to 92. 92 is a break. Yeah. Okay, so we got, not only is it going to be worth that, but it's also going to break. So I'd say this thing's going to go up to at least 92. Let me see here. Let me see here. You know what? Let me just go with the 92. We'll just take that little break right there. And it should make it. Should make that break on the 10-minute. It may go a little bit higher, but I think that break is a pretty good exit. So I'm going to exit at 92, which gives me a nice little profit. So let me go adjust it right now. Adjust the limit up to 92 even. Gives me 36 ticks. Okay, it's adjusted. So, there you have it. Already a mathematical fact that code 2 has given a long entry to go long, and that's what it's going to do, is go up. But look at it going down. You see what I'm saying? I just wanted to show you that I can tell what direction it's going to go before it goes there. It doesn't look like it's going to go up, does it? I mean, not necessarily. It kind of looks like it's maybe going to go down, right? But, and it may even come down a little bit more. It may come down again. Come down to here even. It really look like it's going to go down. But it's going to go up. And it's going to break here. And it's going to, has a good chance to go make it up to my exit at 92. Which is 36 ticks higher from here. Who can call that? Who can call that in advance? Well, I can. Why? Because I know the codes. This is a code 2 trade. This would give this trade right here, it would be good for 30 ticks, technically. I just got in a better price, so I can get like 36 ticks, alright? But, you know, and if I could have gotten a little bit better, I could have got a little bit better price, like 40 ticks. I could have maybe got in at 60, could have got 40 ticks. So, the point is that the codes work, and code 2 has been, you know, normally I go for 20 on this one, but it's been good for like 50, 40 or 50. So I'm going for 30. That's a conservative number off of that. Alright? And so I think I can hit it. Because if you were to look at the daily chart, you would see that it just gave a code 2 long entry at the bottom of a daily chart. Okay? The very bottom of a daily chart with a line at the bottom of that daily. The line being right here. On the daily, you see a line. Okay, I'm not showing it to you because it's on one of my other screens. But this represents that line on that daily. And then code 2 just gave a long entry to go long. And that's at the bottom of daily. So you see all the traders out there are looking at that going, this thing's just going to keep going down. But the code says no, it's going to go up. So getting a larger exit on something like this is normal. I mean, I probably could go for something even bigger than this. But it doesn't look super active right now, and you know, this is a conservative number, 30 ticks. Nothing wrong with taking 30 tick trade. Don't have to be greedy and go for more. Don't have to go for less when, you know, there's a good mathematical chance of getting more. Certain times to go for certain things. This is a time to go for nice 30 tick trade, 36 tick trade. So here I'm going for it. And calling it out in advance before it happens. So in the interest of time, I'm going to go ahead and pause this video. What's going to happen is it's just going to go like this and it's going to shoot higher, or it's going to come down first to make it look like it's going to go down more, and then it'll go back up again. Either way, it's going to go back up again. How do I know? Because the code says so. I know if you're a real trader out there, you're thinking to yourself, well, that's impossible. Well, I'm a real trader too. And let me tell you something. It's not impossible. There's just something that you don't realize about it. And I made this discovery, and it works. 100% it works. So, anyway, I'll be back in a little bit to show you the progression and or outcome of this trade. I just wanted to show you really quick what it's doing. You can see it going down, you know, and if you look at the daily, you'd see, just this red bar going straight down. It totally looks like you should be shorting right here. I mean, it just, from a trader's perspective, if you're looking at it and you don't know the codes, you are thinking go short like there's no tomorrow. I mean, really, because of the daily chart, because of the 10-minute, it just looks like it's a continuation of the short. That's what it looks like right here. It looks like the go short right here perfectly. But if you do, you're about to get burned, because the code 2 says to buy. Here, let me go show you the daily chart. I'll pull it up. Now look at that. That's the daily chart. Okay? It's been doing nothing but going down, 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 down. Look at it. Straight red bar down. Okay? That's the daily chart. Alright? And look at my position. My position is to buy right there at the bottom with the line right there off the daily chart. Okay? Now, as a trader, I can't speak for all traders, of course, but I think I could speak for the majority of them. They would not buy right here because they would consider that to be too risky. Because, you're going against everything. You're just going, it's like you're trying to, catch a knife or something. You're just going to get cut up. Right? It's not a good mathematical play with respect to trading in the typical trading sense. Okay? Because it's like, why would you buy here? I mean, what reason? There's no reason. The chart doesn't say to buy. It's all trend down. It's just everything's going against you. Everything. From a trader's perspective. Okay? Most traders, not all traders. There's some crazy traders like me who would jump in and buy right here. But why am I doing it? Because I'm a crazy trader? No. Because code 2 says to buy. Now, granted, code 2 may only be good for 20, 30 ticks. It's even possible it could be good for less than that, 15 ticks maybe. It's possible. But the mathematics says that it'll be good for 20 or 30, and I just know from experience it's most likely will be good for more than that, because most likely what it's doing is setting a low here on the daily chart, temporarily at least, to go back up. Now it may not go back up very far. Don't get me wrong. It may not go back up very far. It may only go up just a little bit, maybe 50 ticks or something like that, and then continue to go back down. There's no telling off of this particular code. This isn't a big code. I wouldn't really expect this to turn into, but it could end up being the bottom, and then you'd see the other codes give buy entries, and it would go back up again. But you could use this as a bottom if this produced a bottom at this code. I wouldn't expect it to, though, to be honest with you. It usually does it on one of the other codes. But you can still make a trade off of this. That's my point. That's the whole thing. I'm going for 36 ticks. I may back it. If it doesn't do it soon, I may back it down just to 20. Just go for my normal 20, which it should make no problem. So, but I just wanted to show you the superiority of using the code system. Now, sometimes I was hoping to get a short entry to go with the chart. Those are beautiful because those drop out. Those will really give you some big trades. I could have went for 100 ticks on this trade if it would have did that. That's what I was hoping it was going to do. But it didn't. It gave a long entry. So we go long. So I'm going to come back and show you the progression and the outcome of this trade. Just wanted to quickly show you that it's beginning to move up now. It just went down to like the 53, 54, I think 54. So a 60 entry would have been really good. And but it, it just depends how much it moves over the next 35 minutes or so. Starts to move up good, and I can hold the 30 tick entry. Otherwise, I'll back off to just 20. 64, 74, be just an 84 exit. It should be able to make that very easily. So just be a typical 20 tick trade, going against the daily chart, as I showed earlier, which is always, if it moves up really super big, that's one thing, but if it doesn't seem to move up very much, that makes it more risky. So it's more appropriate to back off. Never get greedy on your trades. Just take what seems to be good mathematically. I know that takes a little bit of experience, but at least you've got the code to give you the entry, and then you can just learn how to manage it from there. But anyway, this thing will make 20 ticks. It should. But if it runs out of time, then obviously I'll just take whatever I've got. But it should make 20, no problem. But it might just shoot up here really quick, and then the 30 tick exit that I've got on there could be made pretty relatively easily. So we'll see. Give it a chance. Give it a little time. And we'll see what it does. But 20 should be in the bag. That's like probably 80-90% chance of that. So anyway, I'll come back in a little bit, show you the progression and/or outcome of this trade. As you can see, it's continuing to move higher. Now, see, 20 ticks, which this thing would be easily good for, would be 84. But it should make it. Let's see, what was the top? I think the top was. Hang on, let me go see. Okay, yeah, so it should make it up to at least, like, let's say 93. Should make it up to there. Very high chance of that. So that puts me at 30 ticks right there, right? 29, 30 ticks. So it's going to get, a little bit dicey up there, but I would say the chances of it reaching 92 are good. But at some point what I'll do is I'll just lock in 20. So I'll lock in an 84 stop and let it go. So once it gets to about 93, 94, I'll lock in the 84 stop. Problem is it would probably back down right there. You know what I'll do? I'll just use code 1 on it at that point. If code 1 gives a short entry, I'll just get out. If code 1 gives a long entry, I'll stay in. Piece of cake. So you can see, let's see here, what do we got? Yeah, we still got lots of time. It's most likely going to make it to 92, I would say. Very good chance of that. But see, 92 is a break on the 10-minute chart. So what it's going to do is it's going to break right there, but it may not go much higher. So that's why I put it at 92. But if I wanted to be really safe, I could just put a 30 tick on it. Why don't I just go ahead and do that? Because you know what? By doing that, you increase the mathematics. It's always good to increase the math. In other words, what would you rather do? Let me ask you a question. What about if you could make 36 ticks and have a 70% accuracy, 70% chance of doing it? But if you decrease to 30 ticks instead of 36, just giving up 6 ticks, you can increase the math to 80%. Would that be better? I think that would be better. It's a smart decision, just giving up just 6 ticks, but increasing the math all the way to 80% instead of only 70. See, if you were to analyze things mathematically like that, it really helps, because the difference between a 70% trade and an 80% trade is big. In other words, if you could trade and get things 70% right, you'd make money. You'd make good money. But if you could do it and get it 80% right, you'd make far more money. It may only look like 10% and not sound very much mathematically to you, but if you were to look at it on paper and see what it actually equals, you would see that an extra 10% is a huge amount of money. When you're dealing at that higher end, especially. Okay, so let me go for the 30 ticks, which is 94. So let me go set it right now. Oops, wrong one. Okay, so let's set it back to 91.94. Okay, it's at 91.94. Almost there now. What this is going to do is just simply increase the mathematics of the trade, which is something that you always want to do. Just let you watch it. This is just simple math. Again, this isn't fear or theory or a guessing game. It's especially not a guessing game. It's all mathematics. Now, there's no way that you can have a system where it's 100% mathematical. You know what I mean? In the sense that you can get it right 100% of the time. All you can do is play the overall odds of the whole thing. And the overall odds of the whole thing says I can hit this trade right here. Because technically, it's like, yes. So technically, if I went for the technical trade normally, I would get 20 ticks at 94. That's what I normally hit anyway. I'm just in at a better price, therefore can hit a little bit better. So I'm just ending up with a 30 tick trade when it should only be a 20 tick trade anyway. It's just that it came back down, allowed me to get back in, so therefore, otherwise I would have got in already at the higher price. Just the way the trade worked out. But again, it's just math. I'm going for what I should be able to get. Now I could already take 20. I should just go ahead and lock it in right now. Let me do it. I'm going to place a break. I'm going to place a stop at 84 for 20 ticks. Lock that in mathematically. Adjusting the stop to 91.84. Okay, it's almost to the exit. It's probably going to make it. But just in case it doesn't, I'll place the stop. 91.84 to lock in 20 ticks. I mean, even if I don't hit it right here, and it goes back down, and I just take 20, it's okay. A 20 tick trade is a 20 tick trade. Now remember, whenever you're trading, don't get greedy. Always think like a robot, like an android or something, like no emotions. Just think of it mathematically. That's all it is. A game of math. Like a chess game, almost. Maybe perhaps a little more, well, I shouldn't say more complex, just different. It's a different kind of a game, but similar. In that it's mathematical. Now a lot of people would say, why don't you just get out right here? I could easily get out right here. But I just want to prove that I can hit what I'm supposed to hit. Or I can manage the trade and show that I can get out for 20 ticks. You can't always hit what you want to hit. You can't always be perfect, but you can manage your trade. Okay? The worst thing that you could ever possibly do would be up here, don't get out, and then goes all the way back and you break even or something. You must learn how to take a profit. Okay, you could have had 28 ticks and you only took 20. Gonna happen to you a lot. Don't worry about it. But when it does hit them. If you said, I don't want to play that way, I'll just get out right there. Okay, then just get out. The point is that the system will allow you to get in and know which direction it's going to go. How you manage the exit is a little harder. If you were to look at it on the 10-minute right now, you'd see we're right at the top of the 10-minute. Right at the top. I mean, there would be no harm in getting out right here and just taking the exit, just taking the profit. No harm at all. But mathematically, I should be able to hit that 94, but it may come back down first before it does it. It may come all the way back down to here to 84 and get me out, which I'm going to go ahead and place the stop right now. Modifying stop to 84. Okay, now it's going to mathematically get me out for 20. But it's a successful trade. That's what's important. And it still may go back up and get me out for 30 from here. Happens all the time. Both scenarios happen all the time. It comes down and hits the break-even stop. It goes up and hits the exit still. But it's just a way to mathematically narrow it down and manage the trade. You'll never be perfect. You'll never be able to do what it is you want to do. But as long as you can come out ahead and take the right entries and manage your trades and don't make mistakes. That's the biggest thing is limiting your mistakes. A mistake would be not to place it and then let it come all the way back down. You hesitate for a second and then it drops really quick and then you go, what had happened? And then you go, I don't want to get out now. And then you could have got out way up here, but you didn't. And then it goes back down and maybe you take a break-even trade, or even worse, you let it go and it goes back down negative. Oh man, if you do that, you will lose that trading. Guaranteed. You must learn how to look at this mathematically and look at it non-emotionally and be able to just don't look at it with emotions, just look at it like it goes here, I'm going to do this. If it goes here, I'm going to get out. Just always managing the trade no matter what. Knowing what you're going to do before you even do it. And with the code, you've got precision level entries. You know which way it's going to go, then it goes the right way. If it goes the wrong way, you get out for a small loss. There's no reason to take a big loss on using the codes, using the system. So a lot of people would say, oh, I can't take the stress of this. I wouldn't want to sit here and watch it. Then don't watch it. Just get out. Exit at market and close. And you'll get out right here at the bid. See the bid over here? You get out right there. Now it's at 89, but you wouldn't get out there because there's no bid right there at 89. The ask is all the way down at 89. Now the bid's at 88. You'd get out at the bid, wherever it's at market. That's where the market's at right now. On the bid, to the sell side, and if you wanted to buy, it's on the right side. It's at 88. You could buy at the ask at 88. So trading is about being able to make successful trades. Okay, that's very important. All right, obviously, everybody would say, duh, but just as important, it's also about not making critical mistakes. Like I told you, worst thing you'd ever want to do is hold it, and then, because a lot of times when people get ahead and they could have took this, and then it goes back down, and they don't want to get out because they had so much profit in it before. They want that profit to come back again, and then they don't get out. Oh man, don't make that mistake. That's why a lot of people would have told me I would just get out. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to play the way I do. Just make sure you don't make mistakes. That's the most important thing. And when you have it set up like this, where it's already ready to go off, that really helps because, no matter how good of a trader you are, you'll always be plagued by emotions. You can try to get rid of them, but they're always there. It's just a matter of you controlling them. This helps to control them by allowing the computer to take over for you. Okay, so I'm out. I'm not going to cry about it. I'm not going to moan about it. I'm not going to do anything. It was simply just a trade. That's all. I could have did better, and a lot of times I would. Like for instance, it went up to 92. My exit was 94. All I had to do was get it to go 2 more ticks, and I would have got out for the 30 ticks, right? Happens all the time. But this also happens. When you trade, you must learn how to be able to manage both, the good and the bad, and just take what you can take. And then when it hits it and it goes back up and it goes even higher and it makes it look like it came and got you or something like that, just learn how to deal with it. Don't even worry about it. Every trade is different. Every trade will come out different. Some of them you'll easily hit, some of them you won't. But at least you've got this system to be able to give you precision level entry so that you can take these things and know which way they're going to go with a very high degree of accuracy. That's important. Now, this thing is probably going to go back up again. I'd say it's going to go up to the 92, maybe a little bit higher, 92. But it might not. It might double top right there and just come back down. It might. It's possible. But anyway, no big deal. So, successful trade, code 2. I got 20 ticks. Could have got a little more. I was going for 30. Could have got a little bit more. But it's okay. Every day you just hit a successful trade. That's the most important thing. And don't get greedy. Get accurate. And then you can hit them. Over and over and over again. So I'll be back tomorrow with some more trading. Should be able to make it tomorrow. Yeah, should be able to. And show you how easy this is. There's a lot of people out there doing this. A lot of successful people out there doing this. And so there should be. It's not that hard. So anyway, as you can see, it's going down. Manage the trade. Take a profit. Don't think you're right. Doesn't matter whether you're right or whether you're wrong. Makes no difference. Manage the trade. Be back tomorrow. Happy trading.